Relationship advice. Where am I missing the mark?
Okay.
First of all, let me say I love your relationship.
I love my relationship too.
What a coinky dink.
You love your relationship also?
Crazy.
Love that. All kinds of love.
Huh. I can see how secure you both feel. I love it. Okay, now onto my relationship. My husband and I have been together for 15 years. We've had some pretty dark days, but we love each other and have always made it through.
Because you made the decision to do so.
Mm-hmm. We are definitely cut from different cloths. By that, I mean we are very different. He doesn't cuss, and fuck is like my top vocab word.
Samey. Although she cusses.
I do. I'm trying to cut back on it.
Yeah, I actually have been too.
Yeah. He has a great extended family. Mine sucks.
Same.
He didn't have a lot of toxic exposure, but my day-to-day was lived in fight or flight.
Same.
He's calm and I'm anxious.
I'm not anxious. Not calm either, but I'm not anxious.
Yeah.
We're on par up until that point.
We have a relationship shattering year in 2020. We went to therapy and decided to work on us. Things have been going well. Here is where it stops going well. His dad. We are renting to own a home from him. His dad doesn't speak to him at all unless it's time to collect the rent every month. Okay, so a little bit of a tumultuous relationship with dad.
Yep.
I wonder how that happened because they are renting to own a house from him.
It's a business transaction.
I'm less inclined to help family if I don't like them.
Yeah, but money is money. And when you rent to own, you get that interest rate. So if I owned a house and we sold it to your mom as like a rental property where she gets to rent to own, all of the interest that's on the mortgage payments every month that she's making comes to me. So what I was saying is in the event that I rented your mom a house that I owned, and let's say I owned it outright, right? No mortgage. And it was worth $200,000 and we did a rent to owner financing, and I charged her 6% interest. I'm making that 6% interest on top of what she's paying every month because I own the house.
Right.
And in the event that she defaults on the payment, all that interest is gone and the house reverts back to me. So like there is a business transaction in that. That's a dangerous game.
So I appreciate you explaining that because I did not know that. My point is, if they were already not on good terms, I want to know how that conversation came about.
Yeah.
Of, hey, I know you have this place. You're looking to rent it out. Can we set up an agreement?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they were on good terms. I don't know. No detail. This chair has somehow ended up against the wall, and every time I move,
Yeah.
I can hear it like on the paint.
But when it comes that time, he's very passive and goes, hey, son, I want to take you to lunch or I want to spend time together. Never, hey, I want the rent money. I mean, is that a bad thing?
Wouldn't it just be easier to be like, yo, rent's due?
What if he's like trying to have like relationship building with his son?
I don't know.
Well, last year there was a hiccup in my husband's pay and we were unable to give his dad the full amount. His dad completely berated him. I was furious. I do not tolerate disrespect from anyone towards anyone at all. What made it worse is my husband wasn't the one who told me his mother was. His parents are divorced. So I bring it up to my husband. He's like, it's no big deal. I firmly disagree. So I suggested, since I'm the one who handles our finances, that I should be the one to pay his dad every month. But my husband said no, he doesn't want me involved, and that will only make it worse. My husband and I are arguing anytime his dad gets brought up because he's so passive that he's letting his dad gaslight him, but I'm so passionate about him knowing his worth that it's pissing me off. I've tried to explain this to him, but he says he doesn't understand. Please help.
So maybe dude actually just loves his dad.
Yeah.
And just because dad is a shitty person, it doesn't mean that his son doesn't love him. This needs to be treated as a business transaction. You're buying a house from somebody with an owner finance. So if you can't pay the rent, that's a fucking problem.
Right.
You should that should have been a phone call. Hey, we need to defer a payment. Is it something you're willing to do? This should have been drawn up in a contract in case of an emergency moving forward in the beginning. How does this look? How does that work? If you need to defer a payment, is that something you're going to allow me to do, Dad, as I buy this house from you? Because sometimes money gets tight. Or what happens if I get cancer? How's that going to look? Are you going to kick me out, take all the money that I put into it and resell the house to someone else? Like, these are conversations that should have been had in the beginning before getting to this point.
I agree.
I also don't think that it's right that the mom got involved and told you there's too many people with their hands in the basket here.
It is very middle school.
Telephone game.
Yes.
Yep. How'd the mom even find out? Because if the son didn't tell the wife, I'm pretty sure he didn't tell the mom. And if they're divorced, I'm sure the dad didn't go to the mom and be like, hey,
gossiping.
Yeah. You'll never believe what your son did. He couldn't pay the mortgage. Like that I could see being a problem. But why would you call? I don't know. There's a whole lot of information. I have questions.
There's also a reason that he didn't come to you and tell you that this happened, because clearly it's a point of contention for you two.
Right.
And he didn't want to hear you berate him over it.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm willing to bet that he didn't want an argument with you. Mm-hmm. Why? Okay. Here's a really good question. If I got in a situation where my adopted mom got mad at me and we had it out, knowing that I love my adopted mom.
Right.
And if she told me she was disappointed in me for something, I would fall apart. Like it would affect me hard.
Yeah.
But let's say something happened and you disagreed with the way she handled it. And then because you want to say something, I'm like, no, just let it go. And you get mad at me and start bitching at me. I now have the two women in my life that mean the most to me ripping me the fuck apart. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to turn inward and isolate and separate myself from both of you. Mm-hmm. We are not going to have a functional relationship. I'm not going to be vulnerable with you because God forbid I have a moment where I fucking need my partner to be my crutch, only to have you turn around and fucking explode on me and we have a problem because of something else that's going on when I need to vent because I feel bad. This comes down to how is your relationships with people.
Yeah. I could not imagine having a upsetting moment with my mom or with my sister and then coming to you and you getting mad at me for how I handled the situation. Like, I just had this very devastating moment with somebody close to me, and like you just said, and now you're going to give me grief on top of that?
Yeah. No, you don't do that. Even if you're wrong, even if you were in your wrong, I would let you have it all out. I wouldn't say shit. I would just listen. I'm sorry, babe, that you're going through it. I'm here for you. I'd hug you, whatever needed to happen. A couple of days go by when you're calm and all that shit has hashed out. We would have a discussion about what was going on and be like, hey, maybe we should try this next time in handling it. And I would give you my perspective on the way things should move forward. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm literally just going to give you my thoughts on how we can make that situation better because nothing's definite. We can always find ways around shit. We just have to think about it. I don't know. But I damn sure wouldn't fucking jump on you and like, oh man, I can't imagine what that dude feels like. I feel so bad for him.
So I'm reading back a little bit, and she never really gave any examples on how he is super passive or how he berated him or how he's gaslighting him.
But she said they fight over it.
She did say they fight about it. So she said that his dad completely berated him. So did he berate him by calling him names like you're a lazy piece of shit? Or was he saying things like, this is the third time this has happened where you've missed payments. This is kind of getting unacceptable. I need you to get your shit together so that you can stay in this house.
Right.
Because that's two different.
It is. And as a father, you want your son to do right.
Right.
So if the kid's fucking up, you want to tell him like, hey, come on, man. Like, get your shit together. This is the third time. If that's the case, we don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, I just made that up.
But if my daughter called me and she's got the same problem every single time she calls me, I'd be like, are you serious? You literally just went through this 2 weeks ago. Yeah. You went through this 2 months ago. 6 months ago, it was the same thing. When are you going to get your shit together? Like, and it's not from a place of, I can't fucking believe you're a mess. I can't believe you're messing up. It's going to come from a place of, I know that you're better than this. Mm-hmm. I want to see you do well in life. Get your shit together. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't get it. I really don't get why you would want to put yourself in a position to put you and your person at odds when they're in a situation with. Here's another question. if she handles the finances and he's the one that deals with the dad, if there were other times where the mortgage wasn't paid on time, would she even know about it?
She would have to. She handles the finances.
Maybe.
Okay, hang on. I need you to repeat what you just asked me. Did you just ask me if the mortgage payment was late, would she know about it?
Right, because he pays the dad. She handles the finances, he pays the dad.
Like giving him the money to pay the dad?
Yeah, because that's the way she worded it. She said that I want to handle that part of it and he won't let me, even though I handle the finances.
Oh.
So, do we know that this is the first time that this has been an issue?
I don't understand how that would make it worse.
What do you mean?
Because she did suggest that she would be the one to pay his dad every month. And the husband said no, you getting involved would only make it worse.
It's a check in the mail.
Right.
Whoever signs the check doesn't fucking matter. If he has to go see his dad and they go to lunch once a month and that's when he gives him that rent check, maybe he wants to have lunch with his dad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the dad's one interaction with his kid a month. And she just doesn't like the dad because there's a business contract in there and there's issues. There's a whole lot of weird what ifs in this whole thing.
Yeah. If I were this person, if this were us, and we were living in a house that we were renting to own from your father, that is your dad. I'm not getting involved. I'm not giving opinions. If you came to me about something and said, hey, can I get your advice on how to handle this? I would give my advice. But I'm not going to randomly say your dad's a dick. You need to get that shit under control.
Right.
That is your relationship with your father. I am your wife. I am not here to add to that stress. I'm not here to exacerbate's not the right word, but that's the only word coming to mind. I'm not here to put fire on it.
Right.
Or add fuel to the fire. I would stop being involved in any of this.
What would you do if it was that we were renting to own from your mother and I handled finances? You going to write that check or am I writing that check?
You're going to write that check.
Because I handle finances.
Right.
Why? I don't understand why this is an issue. Even if I wrote the check and you wanted to have lunch with your mom once a month and that's when you handed it to her, I'm writing the check.
Yeah, it would be in an envelope. Here you go.
Well, I don't understand why this is an issue. I really, truly don't understand why this is an issue. The issue that I see in all of this is that he got shit on by his dad and then by his wife.
Yeah.
Over the same incident.
And it's repetitive. Because she said it's been a issue for, the last 2 or 3 years?
Which means this isn't the first time that they've had an issue with the payments.
I don't know if it's just the payments. I don't know if there's outside issues between the father and son that's happening. Yeah. Do not get involved with not other family drama, but husband's family drama, wife family drama. You guys keep that separate.
Yeah.
If my sister and my mom are fighting, you don't need to know what's going on in that.
Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
I love you.
Yeah.
I care about you. No offense, mom and sis, because I know you guys watch some of these. She's my priority. That's it. That's as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Like, you are my world. Everything else is by proxy. So if mom and sister need something or they're doing something, we discuss that. You are my concern.
Right.
Everything else that happens beyond that, I mean, I care because I care about you. But that's the extent of where my caring goes.
Right.
And I don't care how horrible of a person that makes me sound. You are my priority. Everything else doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. If your sister and your brother were fighting, I'd be like, damn, that sucks.
Sucks for them.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting. They
I'm
are.
not being in that. I'm not being a part of that.
Yep.
If you're going through it with your sister and you wanted to vent, I would let you vent, but I'm not jumping on any bandwagon or you need to set whatever straight. That's your family.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you how to handle your family. That's one of those boundaries to me that shouldn't be crossed.
I agree. I'm not having it out with my family either.
Yeah, no, I want to clarify. We don't do that.
Right. Like, if my mom had an issue with me, my adopted mom, I would listen because I love and respect her. And I love my sister and my brother too. But if they get mad at me, that's a them problem. My world doesn't end because somebody's got drama or beef. I'm going to do what I'm doing. And you can either get over that shit or you can hold a grudge. But my life is not going to get uprooted because you got a problem. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I have other things that take priority in my life than to worry about what other people are feeling.
Right.
And my brother and sister listen to the podcast. They can verify that shit.
Oh, your brother listens too?
From time to time.
That's so dope.
Yep. He said that he was, yes, from time to time.
That's crazy. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.